Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Nile Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection workshop, where the smell of fresh oil and a little elbow grease is all part of our balanced breakfast. And around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, running away from the crusher, or a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or even a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and we get it done. With a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection, and connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, and to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench. You're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week, Monday through Saturday, helping you keep your ride safe, reliable, and ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend wrencher, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that strange rattle really means, welcome aboard. Stick around for shop talk, expert advice, few good laughs, and maybe a flashback service bay story from the past. Well, good morning, and if you're just joining us for the first time, you are tapped into Motormouth's Morning Drive, 8 a.m., Monday through Saturday. Saturday being Q&A Saturday, so you're here with me for a whole hour. I hope you got your counseling all organized ahead of time. So we have 3 questions to cover today and unpack, so we're going to get to that in just a few moments. A little bit of housekeeping for all those, so bear with me. If you're a regular here for the Motormouth Morning Drive, there's others that are just tapping in to the information that we share here on our podcast in the Car Connection workshop. So we are located on all your podcast platforms, so wherever you're pulling those from, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Podbean, and the like. So just type in the search box, Car Connection Workshop. You'll find us there. We also have all our podcasts automatically populate to our YouTube channel, and we'll get to that in just a moment, how you get there. So we make it easy for you. This channel is designed to help the car enthusiast, the person who wants to keep their vehicle long term, and doesn't want to be cashing it in and continuously be making car payments, because that's not what has to happen. That's what does happen, but you don't have to buy into the car game. So if you want to keep your vehicle and your engine and transmission running long term and just packing the mileage on there, yes, you can. First and foremost, we need to make sure that we have a solid platform and that it's not suffering from weight loss, i.e. rusties, because if it's rusted out, its days are numbered and you don't want to put a pile of money into it. You need a good, solid platform, a good base, and the rest is all maintenance and service and repairs. That's it. So whether your vehicle's 5 years old, 10 years old, 25 years old, or 100 years old, you can still have a fully reliable automobile that performs like the day it was born. And I tell people all the time, if you go to car shows, you take a look at those cars, they are start and go. They are made to be reliable because of mileage, age, no, maintenance. Mileage does not matter. That's the media. That's the marketing. That's the suits. That's the talking heads selling you that. Mileage does not matter. Maintenance matters. If you're not good at maintenance, then it doesn't matter. I can harp here for 6 or 8 hours if you want, but if you're not good at maintenance, this is not the podcast for you, and our YouTube channel is definitely not for you. Our YouTube and our podcasts are dedicated to those who want to get out of the trading time for money and making stupid car payments and being in debt when you really can't afford to be. buy a vehicle to impress people that you don't like or don't even know. That's not a good idea either. Who cares? People don't care. They absolutely don't. So what we need is to change our mindset into knowing and understanding that your vehicle is a tool. It is a piece of equipment. It is expensive to replace it. I think I don't need to spend too much time on that, as I cannot believe that anyone would throw down $78,000 to buy a Toyota Tundra or a Silverado. I call them Silverados. I'm with Derek on that one. Silverados. No, I would sooner buy some terra firma. What is that? Property, land, earth. Because that's not going to depreciate. It's going to appreciate. So join us this morning as we continue to unpack 3 questions on Q&A Saturdays. Thank you to the ladies again who have come through to make Q&A Saturday possible. They are owning, guys. I'm not poking you too hard, but I'm telling you, the women, the ladies are owning the Car Connection Workshop with their questions. It tells me they want to know their vehicle's in good standing. They want to know when there's something developing. They want to know when their baby needs some tender, loving care. They want to know how that vehicle works so they can get a better understanding of the basic fundamentals and not get ripped off when you go to the shop. That's it. So no matter what age group you are, how tall you are, how much you weigh, how thick, tall, skinny, single, married, divorced 100 times, or widowed, this is a program for you. It's a program for you to teach you the basic fundamentals. So our YouTube channel is designed to teach you 5 things on every single video. What it is, where it is, how it works, and how you broke it, and how you can prevent that breakage from happening again and pay for the same repair a second, third, or fourth time. So I keep it basic and walk you through and break things down into easy to understand terminology. I dumb it right down because you know what? Not everybody knows all the techno geek. And let me tell you, when it comes to computers, if it wasn't for AI, I don't know how I would figure it out. Because you ask people to show you and they're like, well, is that the time? They don't want to help you. So you got to kind of figure it out yourself. So this channel, this podcast, Motormouth's Morning Drive, is here to educate you on ownership of an automobile, how to take care of it, what needs to be done, and when and how, and keep that vehicle as long as you wish. That's it, period. As long as we look after the structural integrity and we're good with maintenance and understanding maintenance, you're well on your way to putting hundreds and thousands of kilometers on your vehicle. And as I've mentioned before, an 07 FJ Cruiser, that's my workhorse, has just under 400,000 kilometers. My friend Steve, who has a Toyota 4Runner around the same, he's approaching 700,000 kilometers. I think he's wanting to get to like 800, possibly 1 million. I think that would be absolutely outstanding. So what do the talking heads have to say about that? I'd love to hear it because they're full of baloney. That's it. So our homepage of our website is where you'll find everything you need to follow episodes, follow our YouTube channel, follow our podcast, catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. That's a local website our Skippy, our videographer, put together years ago, connecting local businesses in the Stevensville area to the community. And it's a fantastic website. It gets over 20,000 views a month. That's pretty cool. So we're under the businesses tab and automotive experts. So we put articles in there and you'll find bloopers, reels, and outtakes on Facebook, Instagram, and Stevensville on the web. You will not find anywhere else. Okay, so that's what that's all about. Yes, we have merch. Our store is put together by Freedom Expressions. that's a part of Total Freedom Addiction campuses in Canada and U.S., and all the sales of the merchandise goes back to Total Freedom Addiction campuses, so that when you purchase merchandise, you're standing with Skippy and I and the crew, changing a life one at a time. And that's what they do at Total Freedom Addiction campuses, and you can visit them on our website on the homepage. Just click on the link below their logo. You can meet our program partners, same way, and the recommended businesses there on the homepage. And thank you for giving your business to our program partners, because we need them and we need you too. So thank you so much. Skippy and I have a special request. Oh, and as well, you can purchase safely on our Freedom Expressions merchandise, Motormouth merchandise site. And they create it for you fresh and ship it right to your door. So thank you for purchasing the merchandise. And hey, we want to create a page on our website called the Wall of Fame. So buy some gear, show it off in pride, take a selfie, send it to us, and we'll post you on. Maybe you'll be the very first one on our Wall of Fame. Okay, so help us do that. Second help we are looking for is, we've hit our halfway point on our YouTube channel, the 500 subscribers. We need to now blaze the trail and get to our first 1,000. So Skippy and I's special request is, double check, make sure you're subscribed. If you're watching the videos and enjoying the podcasts that are all loaded up there as well, and the videos, and you're not subscribed, would you please take a moment to do that for us, because that pushes out the algorithms to grab us and throw us out to a lot more people around the rock we're spinning on, called Earth. So if you would do that, we would be absolutely blessed, and help us to hit that 1,000 subscribers, so that we can really begin to put together a lot more of the ideas that we want to offer to you, our loyal listeners, and our loyal viewers on our YouTube channel. So everything is there in the top right-hand corner: Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web, our merchandise store, and our YouTube channel, and also the link to iHeartRadio. We're on there as well. That is our home platform. That's where our podcast library is. But as I mentioned already, I've got it so that all our podcasts, when it goes live on podcasts, it goes live on our YouTube channel, and they're all sitting right there. So if you need to listen and re-listen, you can grab it right from there, from our YouTube channel on our homepage. Okay, let's jump into our morning swiggy and the weekend weather, and then we'll dive right into the three questions. Thank you to Wendy, April, and Kathy with a C, because you can spell it a number of different ways. And I don't know about you, but there's a lot of Kathys in our world. There really is. Somebody says, oh, I was speaking with Kathy. Okay. Which one? Yeah, which one? All right, so enough of that nonsense. Let's jump into it. So thank you to all our program partners this morning for allowing us to be here and creating this podcast, and also able to bring you the morning weather, the weekend weather, and our morning swiggy. So thank you to Earl and Louise Grant, husband and wife team at City Auto Sales and Leasing. And I'll tell you, they are both car enthusiasts. Sales and leasing, providing you with low mileage, top quality vehicles. They sell no junk there, fair prices, Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Buy with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. Thank you to our certified financial, I'll get it out here in a minute. Our certified financial planners, my brothers from other mothers, Tony Milley, Larry Tetro, 50 years experience as fiduciaries with IG Wealth Management, helping you through investment portfolios, debt retirement, estate planning, not escape planning. Somebody asked me that in the comment. Escape planning from what? I go, I don't know. What are you escaping from? A dead investment portfolio with the bank, making 3.99%. Oh, I think I swallowed a bug. And if you and your spouse are having a lot of conversation around financial debt that you're carrying, this is the opportunity for you. And again, if you've got investment portfolios with the bank, no disrespect to the advisors, but they're not certified financial planning professionals that understand the 6 pillars to a financial plan, which include your investments, getting and dealing with debt, estate planning and having all those things in place, having a great mortgage at great interest rates and a fantastic team to work with, life insurance, critical illness insurance, and a whole lot more. You have access to an hour and a coffee. That's a discovery meeting. Please just do it. Just do it. Take my advice. I've been working with Tony and Larry for well over 20 years now, and I'll tell you, you're not going to tell them anything they haven't heard before. These guys are going to retire out soon. They're not looking to take on any more clients, but they're willing to sit down with you and have an hour and a coffee, listen to where you're at, and help you through it. So, folks, I spend a lot of time on these guys because they're reaching out to you, and you need to reach back and watch things change. So don't give up on yourself. Don't drown in that debt. You get the right advice from those who have the fruit on the tree. To the Grimo family's next generation, Niagara Block, 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, building Canada since 1931. If you're looking to put together a block building, they have everything you need from the metal to the blocks to whatever you can think of, they have it. I think they even have like piles of gravel. So they can help you out with all your needs to get you going there. If you're looking to create a backyard place where you can hang out, your outdoor living space, you want to build it up, they can do that for you. They have all the hardscape, landscaping, building supplies and materials to make and create that beautiful backyard space called your oasis. So get in touch with Kathy Grimo. She has a list of contractors that you can trust to design, estimate, and get the project underway and finish it so that you can enjoy that beautiful space in around your home that you would love to have, from specialty walkways to creating some special landscaping to creating that backyard oasis for you to hang out with your family, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and your peeps. So get in touch with them today, 905-356-2221. So thank you to all those who are giving our program partners their business, because we need them and we need you too. So let's jump into our daily weather and morning swiggy. Here's how we do it. Whatever your favorite morning beverage is, hang it up there. Count to 3. We'll count it down. And then, yeah, I'm just going through puberty. Yeah, no, I'm not 16. That's for sure. But I feel younger now. On 3, 2, 1, let's have our morning swiggy together. Whatever yours is, whatever flavor, whatever design, it doesn't matter. For us, it's 99.9% octane boost, not a penny less. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I'm having coffee this morning. I just thought I'd start with coffee. Don't tell anybody I didn't have my herbals first. Okay, dealing with those cortisol creatures. I'm having another one. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. That was me making that thumping sound. Don't worry about it. The sky is not falling, you flat earthers out there. All right, the weekend weather, let's dive right into it and have a look and see what we got going on. The orange caution is still out for the smoke, so be careful. If you have respiratory issues, you have elderly that are asthmatic or cardiorespiratory issues, yourself, you don't want to be out there doing anything strenuous that you're going to take in too much of that smoke. because it looks like it's going to be with us for a little bit. Let's think about the forest rangers and all those water bombers, helicopters, and airplanes that are working round the clock to get these forest fires under control. Let's think about them. They do a very dangerous job for us. And just like other first responders, they are the first responders on the forest floor trying to get the situation under control. So let's just keep them in our thoughts and prayers that they be safe, doing what they're doing to help us all to not have to breathe that smoke. And, forest fires are just, if you go back in history, forest fires go all the way back. It has nothing to do with climate change. That is such a load of baloney. Oh my gosh. Just study grade 5 science. Yeah. Okay. Before I go down a rabbit hole, Saturday's low is going to be 68 after 11 p.m. this morning, and the high will be 81 degrees between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. today. The temperature range will feel like 65 to 80, so cooling off a little bit. The wind will make it feel cooler than the actual temperature. And on the rainometer, RAIN, we got 0.85 possibility of an inch here on the south shores of Lake Erie and in and through the Golden Horseshoe in the Niagara region. So let's take a look at Sunday. That would make it the weekend weather, right? Absolutely. So for Sunday, Fun Day Sunday coming up. Sunday's low will be 62. That's good for sleeping. Give the air conditioner a little rest. Let it cool off instead of going into Chernobyl meltdown. That temperature will arrive between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. on Sunday. The high will be 76 between 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. The temperature range will feel like 60 to 78, and it will feel warmer than the actual temperature. So again, we do have a orange severe weather report, so I will just pull that up here for a minute so I can give you a better idea what that means. Orange warning is air quality, and the severity is significant threat to life or property. And the weather event onset is 5:51 a.m. July the 17th. Smoke from the wildfires in the northwestern Ontario is causing very poor air quality and reduced visibility. Poor air quality may persist in and through the weekend. During heavy smoke conditions, everyone's health is at risk regardless of their age or health issues. So here's their instructions. Limit time outdoors, reschedule or cancel outdoor sports activities and events. You may experience mild and common symptoms such as eye, nose, and throat irritation, headaches, or a mild cough. More serious but less common symptoms include wheezing, chest pains, or severe cough. So if you or someone you know thinks that they're having a medical emergency, please seek immediate medical attention. And people more likely to be impacted by the wildfire smoke, including people aged 65 and older, pregnant people, infants and young children, people with an existing illness or chronic health condition, and people who work outdoors should avoid strenuous activities outdoors and seek medical attention if experience symptoms. So there you go. That's your report. That's the orange report for air quality. Now let's get into it. Let's take a look at Wendy's question first and start unpacking these for you because it will take a little bit of time to do so. So you continue to enjoy your morning beverage and kick back and listen. And if you want to re-listen, again, the podcasts automatically populate to our YouTube channel. So there's almost 200. Well, today would be episode 220. So there'll be 220 podcasts available to you on our YouTube channel for you to browse through. And I know we have 350 to 400 videos available to you from all the basics, testing antifreeze, what does that look like, what are we dealing with, how to test a battery, and so on and so forth. Where all the fluids are located under the hood of your vehicle so you can find them. How do you identify them? So all the kind of basics. We just shot a video on front wheel drive bearings, wheel bearings. What is that? You might be going, do I have that? Are you sure? Well, if the wheels are on, you have hubs and bearings because that's what the wheel attaches to with the wheel nuts. So you want to stop by and have a look at that one. We do not, I thought we had shot a video on front wheel drive and rear wheel drive bearings. We did do wheel bearings, but greasable wheel bearings on Mr. Green Jeans, our 67 Chevy pickup, our C10. And we did that back in the early days of our YouTube channel. But there's all kinds of things to learn from, learn the basics, and get to understand your vehicle a whole lot more. And again, it doesn't matter size, age, your status, married, single, divorced 100 times, maybe 99, and recently widowed or single mom, you're having to look after your vehicle on your own. Don't forget about our Car Connection Maintenance Schedule Kit. Is available for you to review on our website at ccbusnet.com. That's carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. So they're there while supplies last. So I did a run. They're all ready. You can review it online and have a look at the profile page from the Car Connection Maintenance Schedule. And I'll tell you, folks, I wouldn't hesitate. If you're the one looking after the automobile in the driveway, you need that schedule to keep your vehicle in tip-top working order, and you don't have to waste any gray matter to figure out what needs to be done and when. I have that all designed for you no matter what year, make, and model of vehicle you're driving. So it's a great way for you to save yourself from huge repair bills and put money back in your pocket at the same time and have a vehicle that is really, really reliable, very reliable. So check it out. There's special pricing right now for those who are subscribed to our podcast and our YouTube channel. So there's great savings for you right there. Fill out the order form, send it off, and I ship those out directly from the Car Connection studio myself. So from my person to you, to your door. All right, first question, Wendy asks, and I read it out how it's written in the email. So if there's grammatical errors, who cares? It doesn't matter. You know what? If you get all bent out of shape about that, I can't help you. Absolutely not. How you ever get those text messages and you're going, what? What did you just say to me? Yeah. Oops. Then you usually get the follow-up. No, disregard that. I meant to say this. Talk to text can be very interesting. So always check your emails. Always check your texts. If you're doing talk to email, talk to text. How are we to determine what to purchase for our next vehicle with all the manufacturer issues, recalls, etc.? Well, that's a heavy duty. Wendy, thanks for bringing that to the table. That is a heavy duty question. You know, with trying to keep respect for the vehicle manufacturers, and I'm not here to beat them up and down because they're deserving what they've got right now. You know, you reap what you sow. And unfortunately, the consumer, if you're not educating yourself and you're loyal to some of these brands and these huge catastrophic issues are plaguing a lot of the manufacturers, if I were you, I would just stay away from all that stuff that's on recall right now. Engine problems, transmission problems, differential problems, head gasket problems, and vote with your wallet. Go and get something that, if you got to switch flavors, you switch flavors. I'm not just going to buy and be loyal to a company and get myself into a lot of debt on the vehicle, and it's not reliable. And they don't have a fix. And this is the big challenge right now. There's the car manufacturers, they've known what they've been doing to the consumer for a long time. I don't need to browbeat that. We've watched this unfold since 1992. They're creating vehicles with a much higher price tag and giving you a cheap, crappy product, to put it in layman's terms. They're serving spam on a plate, but expecting you to pay for caviar. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they're serving you spam at caviar prices. And that's where I look at them and go, my answer to you is no. If you ship me one of your vehicles to my driveway, I'm going to pull an Elvis on you and write on it, return to sender, right on the windshield. Thank you for the thought, but I'm sending it back. Return to sender. You know, we work hard. We all work hard for our bucks. Don't spend it on something just to be loyal and you get a piece of junk. So what do? Right? How many of the car manufacturers are in the news right now? Pay attention. Do your homework. I've been watching this since 1992. It does not surprise me. We had GMs with overdrive transmission problems, one after another. Head gaskets, engines dropping out. I mean, disgusting things that shouldn't be happening. If you got engineers that can manufacture stuff and we can put people on the moon, we shouldn't have engines blowing up. We shouldn't have engines seizing. We shouldn't have transmissions failing. How is that happening? Well, there's been a few whistleblower engineers that have said, you know, the manufacturers come to them and say, we want you to create something that will last just past get us over the line with the warranty, and then it's all the consumer's problem after that. I've watched a couple of interviews on YouTube, so you can go there and you can find them. Engineers that have left some of the major manufacturers because they're sick and tired of it. And then when they speak up, they're put under pressure, and some of them have actually been told they could no longer sit in on the meetings, the manufacturer engineer meetings, because they're asking them to do what they're against, and that is their engineering skills, creating things that last, creating things they're proud of, and asking them to create junk parts that will only make it 60,000 kilometers, hopefully, so the manufacturers can get the vehicle over the warranty line, and now it's all your baby, your money, your problem. And do they care? No, they don't care. So that's where your homework comes into play. You've got to do your homework. This is a huge purchase. And the price of automobiles today, with all the plastic and what I call Rubbermaid parts on them, come on. You're not giving me chrome. You're not giving me sheet metal. You're not giving me stainless steel components. You're giving me petroleum-based plastic. Plastic is cheap, folks. Are you getting it? Plastic is doggone cheap. So they're building them cheap and nasty and expecting you to pay, and then they know that they can give you 60,000 kilometers, and if it breaks and they don't have parts to fix it, oh well. But the next time they want you to buy the car, they'll tap the tune and sing and dance for you as long as it takes till you get another set of keys and a car payment. So I think that's about as far as I want to go with that. So vote with your wallet. This fella is not buying a product from a manufacturer that sucks. Period. I don't care who you are. You can call me every name in the book. If the product stinks, Motormouth ain't buying it. It's that simple. I'll go elsewhere and try my luck elsewhere. And then, again, if you're not good at maintenance, it doesn't matter what you buy, you're in trouble, because that vehicle is not going to last a lifetime. Do you know what lifetime means? Lifetime warranty. I've said it before. Lifetime is the mileage or the date that the warranty runs out. So which one you hit first will determine if you have warranty. If you hit the mileage that the warranty is covered for, so let's say, example, I've already said 60,000 kilometers. you hit 60,001, you're going to hear, we'd really like to help you, but we can't. And then the fight begins. I am not interested in that drama. I'm not interested in buying somebody's product at that kind of money to be treated like that. Sorry, bye, see you later. I'll keep an eye on you and see if you get this stuff sorted out. So the consumer, as a consumer, we have the power in our hands to cripple any company creating any product, whether it's something you eat, wear, drink, or drive. You step away from their product. Do you know when change happens? Is when they're losing something they completely understand. You ready? Market share. When they see that market share is dropping, their knees start to shake rapidly. And in the automotive world, that's where we hold the keys, friends. We have what they want. Money. That's what they want. So give us our money's worth by telling them, I ain't buying your junk no more. I'm out of here. Color me gone. I'm going to something else. And I just thought of this just 2 days ago, 48 hours ago. I saw an advertisement on YouTube's for Subaru. And I'm thinking, you know what? I have not heard anything as far as recalls, engines blowing up, transmissions blowing up with the name Subaru attached to it. So I'm going to do a little bit of homework because I have not heard their name splashed out there at all. Period. And I am disappointed. Wendy, this is a long answer, I know, but hang in there for everybody. Because I'm sure you brought a really good question to the table. What the heck I need to replace my vehicle. What am I going to buy? What piece of junk am I going to buy? I'm going to have all kinds of problems. The car's going to be, I'm making payments, I'm paying insurance and principal and interest, and it's in the shop more than it's in the driveway. This is what people are mad about. There's vehicles, Ford, I just read before it came on the air today, Ford recalls 10 million. 10 million vehicles. Are you freaking kidding me? If I have a vehicle that is being recalled and they don't have the dang parts for it, I'm paying insurance, I'm making the payments, I'm paying interest, and it's not in my driveway. It's waiting to be fixed, and they don't have the parts to fix it. So you're at the perils of the manufacturer going, they're scrambling going, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? How are we going to fix this? We don't have the parts to fix it. By the time we tool up and get the problem fixed, which they know they already have, this is the thing that gets me riled up. They already know they've created junk that won't last, and then when it breaks, they put the same thing in your vehicle to get you down the road, to make you get more mileage on it, to get you outside the warranty before that next piece that they put in to fix it breaks. Because why? They're taking out something that breaks and putting something else in that breaks exactly the same because it's the same part. They don't have what's called a superseded part to fix the problem. So when they take the piece out that's broken, they put a piece in that's corrected. So like I just said, I have not heard anything as far as recalls, campaigns, engines blowing, transmissions blowing, things blowing up on Subarus. I find that very interesting. Honestly, I would certainly be looking in that arena. I'm disappointed with some of the manufacturers, Toyota, Honda having issues, Nissan swirling. They don't know if they're going to survive. And that would be sad. That's a benchmark vehicle. I mean, I'm really liking the 2008 Rogue that we rescued from going to the boneyard. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing little ride. I mean, it's got its issues and it's got its pattern failures. But again, if you're not very good at maintenance, then having a vehicle that has pattern failures is not going to be the vehicle for you. So here's my short answer. For Wendy and all those who are saying, I need and want to replace my older vehicle. What do I do with all the manufacturer issues and recalls? That's a huge one from Ford. 10 million. vehicles being recalled. I haven't read the whole details on it, so I can't share anything other than I saw the headline and the Presidente of Ford Motor Company in North America, and just going, shaking my head and going, there you are, fellas. You reap what you sow, and as you sow, so shall you reap. And unfortunately, there's consumers now that have vehicles down. There's no replacement upgraded parts available other than what fails. So we take out a failed part and put another part in, same, that's going to fail exactly the same. So what have you solved? Nothing. That's to me, that in the automotive world, that is definition of stupid and insanity. Do your homework. Maybe it's time to switch it up. Go for something else. My neighbors both drive Subarus, and they love them. I've never owned one. I've worked on Subarus in the past. But you know what? You can talk to my neighbors here. They've both been driving Subarus for quite some time. They love them. They absolutely love them to pieces. So I'm going to do my homework there and see if there are any bad things out there being said about Subaru, but I haven't seen anything. So if your flavor of the month is Toyota, Honda, GM, Ford, Chrysler, whatever it is, be aware of what the factory recalls are. Make yourself aware of what they are, and if that's going to put you in a vehicle down situation for extended periods of time, have a look at some of the chats online. But remember, there are troublemakers out there, so you got to put on your filter before you head into the online world, because you can't always take everything at face value. So you got to have a filter when you go on the internet, on the interwebs. But do your research and due diligence on whatever it is that you're looking at. Here's what I would tell somebody if they're looking to buy pre-owned. I wouldn't go beyond 2020. And you're pretty much solid before that. A lot of this stuff has happened begun to happen in the last 5-6 years, because that's where the manufacturers are pulling the stunt, creating inferior components so that you're buying their vehicles more often. I think it's just absolute disgusting behaviors, is that they're putting money ahead of the quality, but their prices don't reflect the quality. You follow me? And that's disgusting. It's kind of like, you know what? Just go do something else and leave us all alone and get lost. Exactly. That's how I feel. That's how I really feel. Is, you know what? We all work hard for a buck, and we got these people ripping us off, trying to rip us off blind, and think that we're going to sit there as consumers and be a consumer instead of prosumer. You have to learn to be a prosumer, and you have to learn not to be sucked in to the car game, because that's what it is, the car game. It's all it is, folks. And it's buyer beware. Caveat emptor. Buyer beware. So Wendy and all of you out there, right now, I wouldn't buy anything new. I'd be looking at pre-owned 2020. Squeeze into 2021 if you have to, but be careful, because the last 5 year to 6 year product is just, it ain't right. And they know it. And they're just trying to flub their way through it with the consumer. But you know what? Pigs don't know pigs stink. You know that? Yeah. Pigs don't know pigs stink. Okay, Wendy, I hope that helps you. I wish I had a magic wand for you to wave it and say, this one's good, this one's going to be a problem. And a $10 million unit recall is huge, folks. In my world, being in and around cars since I was 13 years old, that's huge. What does that tell you about the quality of the product? 10 million units. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for the manufacturer, I'd say. Not good for the consumer. who has one of those 10 million components. April asks, this is question number 2. We got to move along here. But that was a huge question, Wendy. Thank you so much for putting that forward. April asks, I am single and very intimidated by taking and going to a repair shop on my own. What can I do to overcome this stigma? Well, it's like anything else in the trades and in the service industry. It's easy to be taken advantage of if you don't have a lot of information. And she's in the right place. She's tapping into the podcast, and I don't know if she's subscribed on YouTube, but that's where I can educate you so that you get a better understanding about your automobile, how it works, and how you can stay ahead of the maintenance curve and have a really, really reliable vehicle. Doesn't matter what age, doesn't matter what mileage. You can keep that baby going forever. Let me tell you, you can. You absolutely can. And if I was buying something today, I would pick a 2020, as low mileage as possible, and I would just take so much care of that vehicle. I'd be all over it, like Axel on a donut. It's my dog. And don't try and take it away from her. Yeah, there's donut parts flying everywhere when she eats one, but she gets it done and cleaned up. It's all taken care of. So how do you manage this? Well, the more you learn, April, the better it's going to be for you. Number one, you need to learn the basics. Tap into our YouTube channel. Stay connected to our podcasts. I'll teach you everything that I've known for 44 years as a light truck passenger vehicle tech and heavy equipment. And I worked for Mack Trucks of Canada, Peterbilt of Ontario. I have my diesel endorsement and my license for that as well. So I got a lot of experience to share with you. And being a shop owner for 11 years till my health slid, blowing out a couple of discs in my back was not a good idea, but it happened. You need to learn, April, as much as you possibly can as a single. And the intimidation will start to go away because you will be armed with information and knowledge, a lot more knowledge about your automobile. How do you find a shop where you feel comfortable? Well, there's a couple of ways of doing it, and I'll share that with you. Number one, ask some seniors. Yep, ask some seniors where they go, because they don't like being intimidated either. And they don't like being ripped off either, whichever way you want to use that word. They generally know and will say, "Oh, you want to introduce yourself to, as an example, to Dennis. He has a shop. He's an older gentleman. They got a good team there. They'll take good care of you." That's a great referral. If I can help you with a referral, send me an email. Let me know where you are, what area you are in. But first of all, I, of course, wouldn't know somebody like, say, in Arizona. But hopefully, as we grow, we'll be able to get some repair shops on board with us in all the different states, all the different provinces, and other areas around the world. Who knows where it can go? Sky's the limit. It'd be great to have an amazing referral program on our recommended business portion of our website, so we can send you directly to someone that is not going to take advantage of you. So April, if you send me an email, let me know where you are. If you are in Ontario, where you are in Ontario, and I can possibly steer your vehicle and yourself to a repair shop where you'll be treated very, very well and well respected as well. But for other areas, I don't know. Other than asking a senior, if you're part of a church somewhere, ask some of your sojourners in your church, where do they go? Who do they go to? Don't just do a cold turkey one, because that's where this happens, where you get ripped off. And I'm not a big advocate of the franchise stores. I just am not. I know some people that are very good, But the stigma is, and I've never been able to bring them on as a recommended because of the name of the franchise. You know, you may be a good franchisee shop with the name up there, but then there's somebody else across town with the same franchise name that has a really bad reputation. So guess what? The stink maker ruins it for everybody that's under that banner. So what you want to go to is a mom and pop shop. That's what you want to get to. You want to get to a reputable mom and pop repair shop that takes care of all years, makes, and models and have all the services. And if they don't, there's something they don't do, they have a referral where they can outsource, and you can be confident in that. For example, we never did transmissions, but if a transmission needed to had to come out and replace it, we would ship it to Peter's place, and they would rebuild it. And I knew it was done right. So Peter would say, "Do you have time to take it out? We'll come and get it." It was Hank and Peter. Great guys. They were amazing guys to work with. So if we had a customer with a bad transmission, that's where we knew we would send our customer to. If Hank and Peter would take it out, great. But if they're busy, they'd say, "If you can take it out, we'll come and get it, and we'll do what needs to be done and get it back to you, and you can stuff it back in." So that's the best thing, April, is to connect with, if you're part of a group somewhere, you know, whatever it is, whatever group that is, ask the people in the group, "Hey, who do you go for to have your vehicle serviced?" And listen. And you'll generally find a good referral that way, and a safe referral, because here's the thing. Next, when you go to visit them, you can say, "So-and-so sent me." So now they know, you know, a customer, a client that's already going there. So now they know if they mess you up and take advantage of you, they're going to lose, guess who? The customer they already have, the client they already have. So now they got to be on their A+ game. So chances are, if someone that you ask says, "Oh, I would go there, it's safe there," then when you introduce yourself, you name drop for sure. You say, "Oh, I'm looking for a shop. We're going to have my car repaired. So-and-so sent me, said you were a nice guy. You would take really good care of myself and my car and not rip me off." And I would put that right in the conversation, that you would not take advantage of me here. And watch their body language. Body language says a lot. Yeah, it's how you catch a liar. You got to learn their body language. So before they even speak, you can just watch how they act, and you'll know they're lying before they say a word. So April, I hope that helps you. If you need more help with that, you send me an email, okay, girl? Don't be shy. Reach out to me, Nile@ccbusnet.com or Motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. And that is always in the description box of our YouTube videos, along with a lot more automotive-related tech tips. I pack a lot of information in the descriptions that you won't get out of the video and that you won't get out of the podcast. So I put some more tips in there to help you as much as I can. All right, last but not least, Kathy with a C. Okay, question number 3. Here it is. This is the big one. This is the big one. Not the biggest big one, but it is a big one, Jerry. It's not the coup de grace or the grand fromage. It is just the big one. Is rust-proofing my vehicle worth doing or a waste of time and money? Well, here we go. Mind if I have a little more coffee? I think it's getting a skin. Too late. It's already got a skin on it. Oh, well. Okay, let's unpack this. First and foremost, I'm going to use myself and our vehicles as an example. Whether it's one of the vehicles we bring out for fundraisers and special community events, they're all rust-proofed. Why? They sit half the year in storage till the late spring, till June the 1st. That's when we bring them out, give them a maintenance check, clean them up, and get them ready to go. They're sitting in not what we call climate-controlled environment. So there's two things that rust needs to develop. You ready? This is the recipe. What is the recipe to create rust? Warmth and moisture. And what are we living in right now? Warmth and moisture. Humidity is moisture. It's water. So no matter what, if it's not raining and it's humid, there's moisture in the air. That moist air along with the warmth creates rust. So your vehicle actually, I'll tell you this straight up, vehicles rust faster in the warmer weather than in the colder weather. Why is that? Because the rusties slow down at minus temperatures. When we hit 40 degrees, that's when the rusties wakes up and goes, I'm hungry. Hey, look, a wonderful cross member. I think I'll start to eat that. And then along with the salt brine that they put on the earth, on the roadways, I mean, it keeps us safe, but it is wickedly corrosive, so the engineers tell me. And I have an engineer's report. I won't tell you how I got that, but I have it. And the engineers say, in their terminology, wickedly corrosive. And I'll tell you, that's true. Some of the vehicles we've been getting in that are not protected by rust proofing, it takes hours to get things unbolted because every stinking fastener is seized. So that's not saving you money. That's costing you labor money. In fact, I have a vehicle I'll be finishing after the show here, and one side I'm trying to do the brakes, and I'll tell you, both sides have whooped my butt. Nothing is coming undone easy because there's no rust proofing on it, on the bolts and the hardware. Nothing is anti-seize pounded. They're in there. All the bolts are put in dry. They are seized solid. So it's been a chore. Something that should have taken me 2.5, 3 hours tops. I'm into hours of trying to get it apart. So that's number one. It's going to cost you a whole lot more money for your service tech to get things apart because they're rusted. And the rusties are going to cost you a lot more labor time right there. Number two, now we need, if you're wanting to keep the vehicle long term, we need to prevent the rusties from getting in there. So if you don't, then you're losing the vehicle long before the amount of mileage you can get out of it and get a return on your investment. I mean, vehicles, whether you're talking to Tony Miele or Larry Tetro or any certified financial planner, they're going to tell you an automobile does not make you money unless it's a classic. And that it's appreciating, not depreciating. Vehicles depreciate from 15% to 25% a year. So that's why by the time you pay it off 5 years or 7 years for the loan, it has no street value. So you just might as well erase that right out of your head. Well, you know, it's only worth $1,500. Why would I want to put $3,000 into it? Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it from an accounting point of view, from a certified financial planner's point of view. It's paid off. You're not making payments and interest. Boom. Ding. Number one, you're going to have to maintain a vehicle whether you own it or making payments on it. Number two, if you want a reliable automobile, you're going to need to maintain it and keep it up. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart long before you get your money back out of it, and it's gone. So does it matter how much it's worth curbside if it's 11 years old? No. It doesn't. It's a piece of equipment. Why are people with private pilot's license flying 1954 Pipers or Chieftains? Why is that? Because they're freaking expensive to buy brand new. So if they're serviced, maintained, and certified, what's the problem? Fly it. So how is your car any different? It's not. You're listening to white noise. You're not listening for the signal. You're listening to white noise. Doesn't matter what it's worth at the curb. I could care less. $50 or $500. It's paid for. It's maintained. It's rust-proofed every year. It's not rotting out. I'm done with it when I say I'm done with it. Got it? That's what I'm teaching you here on the podcast and on our YouTube channel, showing you how difficult things are to get apart when you're not rust-proofing and you're not having an application every year. Keep the structure solid, and it keeps the bolts and everything from seizing up. Because here's the deal. If the book time says brake job on the front of your vehicle is 2 hours, but everything's seized, as soon as I have to get out the torch to heat stuff to try and get bolts out, that time is by the hour. Start the clock, stop the clock. That's additional time to the job, additional time. So if I can get all the hardware out and get the job bing, bang, boom done in 2 hours, you're paying 2 hours labor. But if it takes me 2 hours with the torch and lubrication working to get bolts out, because if I snap them off, it gets ugly. Now I got to drill stuff, tap stuff, thread stuff, and make it workable. That's straight time. That's straight time on the repair bill. So that's where you punch off the job and you punch on the job and you go extracting bolts on the caliper saddle, seized to the spindle housing. So if that takes me 2 hours to get those bolts out, that's 2 additional hours you're paying me because I can get it apart. So I just shot some videos on that showing you they just don't fall out, folks, when you're not rust-proofing. When I see a vehicle that's rust-proofed, I know, okay, it's going to be a little sloppy and gooey under there, so I'm going to get more dirty than normal, but I know I'm going to get the hardware out and get it off. So those who aren't rust-proofing their vehicle, you're paying a lot more labor than me, and I know I do the job myself. I want to know that I can get in there, get all the bolts out, get the job underway, and button it back up in a decent amount of time. So again, if we don't protect the structural integrity, by the time you pay it off, you don't have anything left. The structural integrity is compromised by rust into things like structural components that hold the car together underneath. When those are compromised, it's over. You don't have something to work with. That's why when guys go looking for a vehicle to restore, they're looking for rust-free. Because if you buy a rust bucket, it's only good for parts. It's going to cost you so much money to bring it back to life, it's not worth it. You might as well go and buy one that's already done, and it's a rust-free vehicle. They are a blessing. Wait till you see this vehicle that's coming in for the new series when we get there. It's a California car, and I got to do upgrades on it, just regular maintenance and upgrades. Wait till you see that in my hands and how clean the bolts in the underside of the vehicle is. Those are a blessing to work on. But here in Canada, we have rust. So if you want to keep it, you're going to have to protect it. And it's going to have to be, and that's part and parcel on our Car Connection maintenance schedule. It's right on there, annual rust proofing. If you want to know what product I use and that I have used for the last 12, 15 years, they don't endorse me. I don't endorse them back, but I put them on our website so that you can see what product works. If it drips, it's junk. If it's rubber-based, it's junk. If it's fish oil-based, it's junk. Did I leave anything out? Yeah, if it drips, if it's rubber, if it's fish oil, it washes off. That's the problem with that. It washes off. Too easy. We want it to do a couple things. Neutralize the acids from road salt, and that it creeps into every nook and cranny and it stays on the vehicle. It disperses moisture, so as it's creeping along, it's pushing any moisture it finds out. And it's keeping your vehicle safe and secure and away from compromised structural integrity. You're actually taking care of that automobile, and you'll squeeze every kilometer out of it you possibly can. So I hope that helps you, Kathy. If you go to the homepage of our website, you will see a product on there. I'll give you the initials, CF. Okay, and it's right there on the homepage. Click. There's a profile page. Click. You can go through and actually watch an application and get a better understanding of that product. And that's the product I use. And I have for, like I said, 12, 15 years now. Do it every year. It's pennies to protect your vehicle against corrosion. Because that's the thing that's going to take it out, is the rusties. If you prevent the rusties from setting in, you got yourself a winner. But if you don't believe in rust proofing, that's okay. I'm not here to convince you. Because a man convinced against his will is of his own opinion still. That's how I live my life. You want to be right? I'll let you be right all day long, every day, 365 days of the year. Because a man of integrity will let time prove him right. I don't need to waste my breath. I just let time do it for me. Because you'll find out. You'll find out eventually. And when you do, there could be a possible aha moment that goes, oh, that's why people always agreed with me on everything. Yep, wipeout. That's what I call it. Wipeout. I went through that with apprentices. And I let them fall down and go boom. And then I go, now you're going to pay for your mistake. Because I told you and you didn't listen. That's it. You can do it your way. Even though your name's not on the sign of the business, and I sign your check in the right-hand corner, I'd go, I'm telling you I want it done this way because that's the way I want it done. When you own the shop, you can do it your way. And they do it their way and fall down, go boom. And I'd let them do that, and then they'd have to pay for their mistake. Simple as that, by taking a day off so that the profitability comes back to the company and we're not losing money. And that is where people learn how to do their skills better, not worse. All right, so that's about it. I think we're wrapped up there. Join us again Monday morning. I'll have another Motormouth summer tech tip for you. And we are on number 17. Summer tech tip, and we'll have 5 things to share with you again on Monday morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Safe driving out there. If you're heading out on for vacation time, take your time, make a plan, listen to Friday's podcast. I give you 5 things when you're heading out on vacation to think about, things to ponder. I give you 5 things to ponder. I do my very best each and every podcast to give you 5 things to ponder. But come back and visit us as often as you can. We'll see you Monday morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. for another Motormouth morning drive. Peace, patience, and kindness always, friends. Happy, healthy motoring. We'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.